All right, Daniel, how is our Monday looking out there?
Fantastic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at it outside.
I know, it is nice.
Great.
Those afternoons are lovely.
Oh yeah, the temperature right now, 83. So you remember Saturday and Sunday? It was a little bit warmer, wasn't it? Yeah. So this is a lot better right here.
Not too bad today.
Nope. No, the humidity is also a tad bit higher. That's something I'll touch on in a second, but so is the wind. We've seen winds right around 11 miles per hour for the past couple hours here. They're going to begin to die down as we get into the evening hours. I'm thinking late evening, but we are expecting wind gusts potentially upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour. So again, lower temperature for right now. We are going to be having even lower temperatures though as we get into tomorrow, and you'll see that right here as I get into those temperatures for overnight tonight first. So one thing you're going to notice here with the overnight temperatures, it's going to be around 50 degrees. So earlier this morning, we started off around 60, but because that humidity is just a little bit higher than what it normally would be, we didn't really drop down into the 50s. And that humidity is also keeping that temperature from reaching the upper 80s right now. That humidity will eventually move on out. Overnight tonight, there's going to be plenty of places here around southern Arizona that are going to get down into the lower 50s. And I think Tucson's going to be one of them. Looking around, there's a few spots that might even be into the 40s. Oro Valley is one spot I'm looking at, probably Vail as well. And the foothills and the east side might be other areas they get down into there, but lower 80s otherwise for tomorrow afternoon, and the winds won't be nearly as bad, at least around Tucson. If you're in Cochise County, still some stronger winds for you during the later part of the day. But other than that, great temperatures, mid 70s, low 70s for some of you. Overnight lows aren't going to be dropping down to the 30s. Instead, you're going to be looking at the 40s for overnight tonight. So still looking pretty good. And of course, Sells and Ajo still looking great with 78 and 80 degrees for them as well. So the reason why we're going to see the changes and the chief reason why we're going to be having that humidity leave us is because this front you see here will be passing us by. Now, you can think about this like a broom. It kind of cleans up all the humidity, and all the clouds left behind. It also cleans up the warmer temperatures, and instead we're going to be looking at a lot of cooler air behind the system. It's not going to be too cool. So last weekend we did manage to get down, as you know, down to the lower 70s for the high temperatures and into the 40s for overnight. I'm not expecting that. The system's not that strong, but it is going to have a whole lot of that cooler air eventually moving down into Tucson whenever we get into the day tomorrow. Probably last about a day and a half before we see some changes. Now, the reason why I'm pretty confident about our temperatures dropping is because if we look at the entire state, you're seeing quite a variety of high temperatures here. Now, I know some of you will be thinking, well, obviously Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon are going to be cooler than Tucson. Well, look at Lake Havasu City there. 79 was their high for the day. The front has already passed them, so you can see the effect impacting a place like that. And just imagine what it's going to be doing for us here in Tucson. So looking very, very nice. Unfortunately, though, no good chance of rain with this front. The winds will be calming down. We're going to be back to the 90s by Friday. That dry air is kind of a double-edged sword. You do get a little bit of that cooler air during the morning, but then it warms right back up. And since it's going to be dry over the next few days here, that warm air is going to be much more dominant than the cold air that we would see. So here on the 7-day forecast for you, I'm thinking upper 80s by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, back to around 90 degrees, but still pretty manageable if you're going to be outside. Low temperature is going to be back into the upper 50s at that time as well. Then another weaker front's eventually going to be moving in on Sunday. Now, there's not going to be a whole lot to notice about that system, but you just might see those temperatures drop back down. I'm thinking eventually the high temperatures in the middle of next week too, Amanda, probably going to be down to the mid 70s. I know it's a while off here, but we're looking pretty good, I think, over the next week, don't you think?
Wow, yes, I think so.
Yeah, if people want to get outside for the U of A game, that's what the A is for on Friday evening. It's going to be great. I'm thinking it's upper 60s, low 70s during the game, so just great.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daniel. Coming up on News 4 Tucson at 4, the latest.